Welcome to Coach Line's Summer Mastermind. We are in episode 15. Do you have the right PT forms? That's a legit question, you guys. I get all the time about what forms do I need? What should my clients be filling out? Especially when you're moving to online. It may look a little bit different than what it looks like in person. But before we hop into that, I just want to give a little whoop-de-whoop because we are in the final day of week 3. That means next week is week 4, and that's our last week together. It's been so much fun, and if you've missed any of the episodes, be sure to go back and watch them and make sure you tune in next week for our final week. But for today's episode, final one for week 3, we're going to talk about those PT forms. When I first started, I had to figure out these forms on my own when my clients needed them, and I had to create them for them, right? And so the thing is, I had to start from scratch, but you don't have to. I'm going to give you the exact forms that you need to be using, and you'll just need to doctor them up a bit, basically like customize them so they can fit your business. But the foundation is there for you guys, and you can just use them straight like that. No extra work, none of that searching. What form should I use? All of that. So this is going to be super simple. You can download the forms below in the description. There'll be a link there for you. So watch this video, and I'll be back at the end to do a quick discussion, next steps, and what your homework is going to be. So check out this video. Hey. So today we are going to be talking about online personal training forms. Do you have the right online personal training forms? A lot of them will be similar to those that you would have in a gym, but as you can imagine, training online, there are certain sections that you're going to want to add and things that you're going to want to change to cater to the online community. So let's get into it. I'm going to first give you an overview of what all of the forms are, and then we're going to get into each of them really quickly. You can download those forms as well, and if you want to have those open as we're going through this, that might be helpful as well. So the first form that you're going to want to have is a contract agreement. The second is a waiver of liability. The third is a PAR-Q form. The fourth is a medical history form. The fifth is an informed consent form. 6 is a fitness assessment. Fitness assessment. 7 is goal setting. 8 is a referral form. And 9, which is kind of not like a form, but I just added as a little freebie, but a website privacy policy. So let's get into each of these and what the important parts of each that you're going to want to focus on, because you'll notice when you open up the templates, there's going to be yellow sections, and all of those sections are sections that you need to change to your own personal information. And you're also going to want to read through all of these forms and update any of the language to better suit your business and your policies, because maybe my program is 12 weeks, your program might be 8 weeks. So there's things in there that you're going to want to change in language that you're going to want to alter based on what your services are. So be sure to go through all the forms. So I'm going to take you through each of the forms. The first one is going to be the contract agreement. And for me, these are in order of priority, just my personal preference. These are the forms that you're going to want to give out first. I feel like this is the very first form you're going to want to give out. It's a legally binding agreement between the trainer and the client that outlines terms and conditions of the services provided. Honestly, you should not be collecting any money, doing anything, not showing them any exercise, not delivering anything until you have a contract agreement in place. This is really big, and I just want to give a disclaimer. I am not a legal advisor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not any of those things. These are just recommendations. So please consult. This is super important. Please consult legal counsel when preparing all of these documents before you give them to your clients. So just a little disclaimer there. But This contract in particular is one of the biggest ones you're going to want to have someone in the legal arena look at, because this is what's going to be the basis of everything. Like if you got sued or something, everything's going to come back to this contract, and we're going to pray you don't get sued, but we have to take these things seriously. So the important sections of this contract are going to be outlining the program details. So explaining exactly what the program is and how long it is and what they can expect to get out of the program. And the next important section is going to be the financial section. You're going to want to explain what the fee is. So how much are they paying you for the program? What method of payments do you accept? Do you accept credit card, PayPal, whatever? What the payment terms are. Say they are on a monthly payment plan, so they have to pay every month on X date, or maybe it's pay in full. You have to list out what those payment terms are. And then lastly, in the financial section is the refund policy. So you want to explicitly state what your refund policy is. Do you have a 14-day money-back guarantee? Do you not have a refund at all? Do you have a 30-day? Whatever that is, you need to explain it and how it works. The third section is going to be about protecting you and your business. There's going to be a client responsibility section, which basically makes sure the client takes responsibility for their results. Their success is not on you as a trainer, but it's on them taking the program and doing what they're instructed to do so. There's a confidentiality section, basically that they're going to keep all of your information confidential and not shared with everyone. There's a termination clause, so how you go about terminating this agreement if need be, like what are things that call for a termination, who can terminate, how do you terminate. And then lastly is resolving disputes. So if someone does want to sue you or someone does want to take legal actions, what does that look like, what state governs it, and all of that kind of stuff will be included. So when you open up that contract, these sections will already be there, but again, have someone from legal look at them and update accordingly. The next form is going to be that waiver liability. This is a legal document for client to acknowledge the risk involved in his or her participation. Its purpose is to remove legal liability from the trainer. So this is next important because say someone does want to sue you or something. Now you have this as second backup, waiving their liability, right? So it's the important section is they take assumption of risk. So they have to accept risk for getting hurt, accept risk for things going wrong, accept risk for not getting the results. They are accepting that risk. So if they ever try to sue you for getting hurt or something, they've signed this waiver releasing that so they're not able to sue you anymore, right? And so it's basically to keep you safe from the legal perspective. And then the last part of this waiver liability is going to include a identification section. And this specifically is saying that they will not sue you. They will not blame you for anything because they've waived their right to do so. So this is super important to keep you safe. So you really want to make sure you have this form that your client fills out. And again, this is before they start working out, before anything, because if they start working out and then they get hurt and then you decide to give them this waiver of liability, that's not going to cut it. So this has to come before they start doing your exercise program. A Part Q, this is probably one of the most familiar forms that you know, most in gyms, out of gyms, whatever. Most every trainer is familiar with the Part Q form. And if you're not, it's a physical activity readiness questionnaire. So that's what Part Q stands for. And it's an easy to use form that is used to see if participants should check with their doctor before becoming much more physically active. So important sections is basically a document that includes a whole bunch of yes or no questions, like and that's going to be the bulk of it. And so if they answer yes to any of those questions, then you're going to want to make sure that they consult their doctor before taking your program. If all of their questions are no, then it's pretty likely that they're ready to get started and do some physical activity. So you really want to make sure you do this form, because if someone has a yes and you didn't give them a Part Q form and you didn't know, the whatever could have happened could have been avoided. So this helps avoid any risk and just make sure that everyone's being safe. The next form is the medical history form. The medical history form outlines clients' medical information. This form allows a trainer to take steps to reduce clients' risk. So this, in combination with the Part Q, are kind of like, they what was I about to say? They, why am I losing the word? They complement each other. That's what I was looking for. So this is going to outline the important sections are their client history. So do they have heart issues, back issues? What medications are they taking? That kind of stuff. So you want to have all of your clients' history, and then also you want to have their family history. So do you have a history of diabetes or whatever? And so all of this information is information that you as a trainer can use to reduce their risk and cater their program to whatever medical attention that they may need. The next form is going to be the informed consent form. This agreement provides clients voluntarily consents to engage in any test the trainer may provide. So typically this does not apply to online training, but could. This doesn't make sense, so I'll change that. But it's basically the client voluntarily consenting to engage in tests. So typically when you are training in the gym, you have a list of all of these tests that you want to see and use as benchmarks later on down the road for the client. So they're usually there with you in person going through these physical tests. But if you want to do this online, you could still do a version of this test online. You would just have to instruct them what to do. Or if you have some of your online clients who are in the same area as you can still opt to do this in person. But this may or may not be something that you need to give your client depending on how you run your online business. So I just wanted to toss this in here just in case, because I know a lot of trainers do in person and online. So you want to make sure you have this for sure if you're doing it in person. But the important sections of this document are going to be the explanation of the test. So what test are you going to do? How do they work? What they're going to measure? The risk and discomfort. So just laying out what risks are associated with performing these tests and any discomfort that they might feel while going through it, and just letting them know that it's all normal and things of that nature. And then the last part is the benefits. So why is this beneficial? Why are we even doing this? What are the results going to tell us? And so those are the things that you want to include in that informed consent form. Let's change this to voluntary consent. Now that makes sense. This agreement provides clients voluntary consent to engage in any test. Great. The next one is going to be the fitness assessment. So this is a series of tests that helps the trainer determine client's physical fitness level and aids in developing the personalized program. So again, this is something that you probably already do, but I'm just giving you a template to use if you are unsure what questions you need to be asking. But the sections you're going to want to include are the personal data. So you want information on their name, gender, height, age, weight, all of that information, because you're going to use these to map out their program. You want their measurements. So what is their hip size? What is their all of those kinds of things, right? So you want to know what their measurements are so we can track those, because if their goal is to get to a size 4, we want to know that when you first started you had hips this size, and now after the program your hips are this size. So you want to get those measurements. And then you want to have the exercise test section. Again, when you're online, you can cater these exercises to things that they can do on their own. Like some of the tests are going to be like measuring your standing heart rate. So you can just explain how to do that, but that's something that they can do. And so there's going to be little tests like that you're going to include in the fitness assessment. The next form is going to be the goal setting form. This form outlines the client's fitness goals. It's used by the trainer to design a personalized plan. So just like kind of like the fitness assessment, we're going to be using this goal setting form to design their personal plan. So when you're coaching online, you don't want to just give out a cookie cutter program. You want everyone's program to be based off of a template, but customized for their needs and their goals. So whatever their goals are, you want to make sure you take into account while you're creating their plan. And so the important sections are going to be the trainer goals. So there's going to be a section for what do they hope that you can help them with? What are going to be your goals that you want them to achieve as your trainer? There's going to be, and that's pretty different. A lot of forms don't include that. Most goal forms only include like what the client's goals are, but we want to know their goals for you. And so that's why that trainer goal section is important. The next one is going to be the typical personal goals. So what are their goals? So list 3 goals that you want for your fitness and health, those kinds of things. And then the last section, this is probably new to you too, an obstacle section. So the number one reason why a lot of people don't follow through with their fitness goals is because of obstacles that might arise in their lives. So we want to address these obstacles before they actually happen so we can try to prevent them. So we're going to have them list their obstacles, like what is 3 reasons why you probably wouldn't reach your goal. Maybe it's your work schedule is crazy, you have a lot of family duties, whatever that is. We want to know what that is so we can get in front of it. The next form, second to last form, so we're almost done, is the referral form. So this form provides client the opportunity to provide contact information for people they think may be interested in working with the trainer. So this is super important and where a lot of trainers forget to do. They give someone really good results, and then they forget that they have friends and family who are also looking to get results. And the other mistake is giving them referral form after the results are made. You actually want to give this referral form before you even start working with them, and offer it in the middle, like when you're halfway through working with them, and again at the end. So you want to give them this form about 3 different times to collect that information, because if you give it to them at the beginning, they might be like, oh, I actually want to do this with my best friend. Great, now you have a referral and you've just got a new sale. When you do it in the middle, they're like, oh, I'm starting to see results, maybe my other best friend might want to do this too. Bam, you get another one. At the end, it's like now everyone else has seen their results. Your client's super happy with the results, and now they want to refer everyone to you because they want everyone to look good with them. So give the referral form at those 3 points. The important things that you want to include are the how it works section. So tell them how your referrals work. Do you offer free sessions for the people that they refer? Do you offer monetary gifts to the person who refers them? Like, say for every person you refer, you get $20, or maybe do you offer discounts off of your packages for them? Or does the person who's being referred get a free transformation call? Whatever that looks like, explain how it works. You want to capture the client's info, so like what's their name and their email. You probably already have their email and stuff, so just keep it simple and just get their name. And then the referral contact information. And this is where you want to make sure you have all the details: the referral's name, email, phone number, relationship, all that kind of stuff, because you're going to reach out to them. And then the very last form, which is technically, again, like I said, not really a form, but just wanted to toss in there as a freebie because it's information that a lot of trainers struggle with for what to put on their website. So a privacy policy is a document telling visitors to your site what information you collect and what you do with that information. This is really important because, again, for legal reasons, if you're not disclosing what you're doing with these people's information, then that could get you in really big legal trouble. So you want to make sure you're disclosing this, and the important sections are going to be access to information. So how can someone who signs up for your email list or visits your website see what information you have on them? Like, do you have their email address? Do you have their name? Do you have their phone number? You need to have a way for them to check that. And that could be simple as emailing info at your company and being able to ask those questions and someone getting back to them with that information. Or it could be a different way, but that's probably the easiest way. The next one is security. So you need to explain that their information is secure. If they're submitting credit card information, you have to let them know that it's encrypted and that it's safe and that you're not selling their information and you're not giving it to anyone else. You have to let them know that their information is secure. And the last part is updates. You have to tell them what happens when you update your privacy policy and how they will be notified, and will it be updated on the site, and will they get an email? Like, how will that work? So you want to make sure you have all of that stuff, and you want to disclose this information with them. So you want to share your privacy policy with them, because a lot of times people don't click on that link in the bottom of your footer, and so you want to make sure when you're onboarding them that they know what your privacy policy is. And you also want to have this on your website if you have a website. Alrighty, so that concludes all of the 9 forms: contract agreement, waiver of Liability, Part Q, medical history, informed consent, fitness assessment, goal setting, referral form, and that website privacy policy. So be sure that you download all of these forms and that you have them and that you're using them and that you customize them. You have someone on the legal side of things look at them, because again, I am not a lawyer. I just know what I know, but I am not by any means here. Again, this is my little waiver of liability. I'm not liable for anything that may happen with these forms or the information inside of it. I'm just giving this as free information for you to take and have a real legal representative look over this stuff. So I hope that this is helpful and it provided you with information now that you don't have to Google or create yourself, which is amazing. So that is all. Welcome back. So did you have all of those forms? If you did, kudos to you. If you didn't, then make sure you download them below using the link in the description. They're going to be so helpful for you and save you so much time. So I hope you enjoy them and that they are beneficial for your business. Your homework for today is going to be obviously download the forms, customize them, because some things you're going to need to switch out some of the wording, your logos, all that kind of stuff to make it make sense for your business. Some of the questions you might want to switch up. So go through, customize it for your business and what you're offering, and then post in the Facebook group, the Freely Nation Facebook group, I've got my forms. So just type in I've got my forms so I can know that you downloaded it and everyone else can know that you downloaded it, and shoot me any questions that you may have. So I want to thank you so much for watching. We are at the end of week 3. So happy week 3. We've made it through 3 weeks, so kudos to you. Congratulations for making it this far. If you want more help with these forms or anything else to help build your online empire, be sure you book your free breakthrough call with me, and we will go through your business, lay out your goals, and map out a plan for you to succeed and make 6 and 7 figures with your online fitness business. So you can do so by going to mycoachline.com/apply. That link will also be in the description below. If you enjoyed this video or you want to share the forms, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share so we can get this information out, because we don't just want to win. We want everyone to win. When we all succeed, it's better when we win together. So let's do that. And as always, train, love, and grow. I will see you next week for our final week of Coach Line's Summer Mastermind. Have a fabulous day. Love you guys. I will see you next time. Want to know more about how to build, launch, and grow a profitable online fitness business? Book a call with our team today. We will help you create a plan and give you strategies that you can implement ASAP so you can start making money and impacting lives now.